Hello my beautiful people. Today we are making this amazing dress with long sleeve and the ruffles at the top, and this sleeve has elastic at the wrist. It's a step-by-step tutorial. Remember to subscribe if you haven't. Comment down below if you have any question. I will always respond to you. Like our video so that YouTube can push us out to the algorithm. Follow us on all our social media platforms at Helloangel.design, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Tumblr. Follow us at Helloangel.design. Even on TikTok, yes, we are on TikTok. Follow us at Helloangel.design. And please also follow us on our new YouTube where I make handmade natural soap. Is Edo.beauty. So please go and follow us on that YouTube. You will love the way I make the handmade, so how I put them together. All my videos are always detailed. Those of you that follow me knows that all my videos are very detailed. Thank you for your like, thank you for your comment, thank you for your subscription, thank you for the viewers, thank you for the new subscribers. Thank you all so much. I can't thank you enough. And let's put this dress together. First thing that we have to do, we are going to adjust our pattern paper. Before we start adjusting our pattern paper, I just want to mention this. When I make my pattern paper, as you can see, this is 3 to 4 years. I use 4 years measurement instead of 3 years measurement, because 3 years can wear 4 years old dress. If you're making it for 5 years, use 6 years old measurement, because 5 years can easily wear 6 years old dress. I just want to point that out. That is very important. So I have traced out my pattern paper. This is the pattern paper I make. This is the front. So I place it on this brown pattern. I trace it all out. And also this is the back. I place it on this brown pattern paper. I trace it all out. So this pattern paper, I will keep it so that whenever I want to adjust pattern, I will just take my pattern that I make, place it on a different paper, trace it all out, then I can adjust the one that I trace out. First thing that we have to do for the armhole, we are going to add few centimeters. So for the armhole, I will place my measuring tape right here. This is the chest line. I will place my measuring tape. I'm going to move down by 0.5 centimeter. The purpose I move down by 0.5 centimeter. Sometimes when you buy a dress and the child is trying to put it on, it's very difficult. And when the child is trying to raise his or her hand, it's quite tight, it's not free. So make sure that you move down by 0.5 or 1 centimeter. Maybe for adult, 1 centimeter. For little children, I usually use 0.5. So what you are going to do, once you move down by 0.5, this is it. I will take my armhole curve. I will connect it down to the armhole. So you can see that the next thing that you have to do for the armhole, so this will be the new armhole, I will add 1 centimeter. This is not seam allowance. This is so that it is easy for the child to move her hands back and forth. I will add 1 centimeter. For the waistline, I'm also going to add ease to that so that it is very free for the child. So I'll place my measuring tape like this. For the side seam, I'm going to add 1.5. You can either add 1 centimeter or 1.5. So I will be adding 1.5 to that. I will take my ruler and connect it down. So once you connect it down, you just also go ahead and connect the waistline all the way down. And you also connect the armhole to this 1 centimeter. This is it. Once you connect everything together, the next thing that you have to do, you go ahead and add your seam allowance at the neckline, shoulder, armhole, side seam, and at the waistline. Once you add your seam allowance, you go ahead and cut it out. The next thing, we are going to be adjusting the back. It's going to be the same process. Place your measuring tape at the armhole right here. I'm going to be measuring 0.5 centimeter is right here. And I will take my armhole curve, I will connect it down to the armhole. Once you've done that, the next thing that you have to do, add 1 centimeter like this. That will be, you place your measuring tape at the side seam, add 1 centimeter. At the waistline, you can also add 1 centimeter or 1.5 centimeter. So this is it. 1.5 centimeter I add at the waistline. I will come down and connect it down. Once you have connected down, also go ahead and connect the waistline and connect the armhole all the way down. Once you have connected everything down, the next thing that you have to do, go ahead and add your seam allowance at the center back. I will add 1 centimeter at the center back, at the neckline, shoulder, armhole, side seam, and at the waistline. Depends on the seam allowance that you prefer. You can go ahead and add the seam allowance all around the pattern. If your pattern did not include seam allowance when you were making the pattern. The next thing that we have to do, we are going to adjust our sleeve. If you don't know how to make a basic sleeve, I would recommend that you should go and watch my video. I have made that video on my YouTube, and I will also put the link on the description box below. So if you're going to adjust your sleeve, it is going to be the way we adjust the armhole. So you want them to be matched. We are going to place our measuring tape. We move down by 0.5 centimeter. So what you're going to do, you connect it down to the armhole. And you also come to the back. This is the back. You move down by 0.5 centimeter and you connect it down to the back sleeve. Once you have connected both armhole together, the next thing that you have to do, you take your measuring tape. When we are adjusting our pattern paper, we add 1 centimeter. Make sure to add the 1 centimeter right here. This is the front, and you come to the back, you do the same thing. Place your measuring tape, make sure to add the 1 centimeter back. So what you are going to do, you are going to connect it down. So the way I will recommend that you connect it down, you place your ruler like this. This is the 1 centimeter. So you move your ruler like this. From there, you just connect it all the way down. And you come down to this side, place your ruler like this, and then you connect it down. And then you just do it like this. And then you come down to this side, you repeat the same process. I have connected down. This is how it is, both the back and the front. The next thing that we have to do, I will place my measuring tape like this. This is the bottom. I'll place my measuring tape and I will fold it into 2. I'm going to take the mid part of that. This is it. And I will come to the back. I will repeat the same process. I will place my measuring tape and I'm going to fold it into 2. And this is the mid part. So what I'm going to do, I will take my ruler, I will place it like this. I will measure it all the way down. I will come down to this other side. I will repeat the same process. Place my ruler like this and I'm going to give it a straight line. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 right here. The next thing that you have to do, you're going to take your scissors and cut it out. Do not cut it all the way out. Make sure to leave a little bit of seam allowance so that you don't just cut it all the way out. Just watch me the way I am cutting the pattern paper. You can see the way I cut it. I didn't just cut it all the way out. And you are going to repeat the same process with the rest pattern. I have cut the sleeve pattern out. This is how it is. I use the opportunity to cut out all the rest of the paper, because if you don't do that, when you try to lie the pattern paper flat, it doesn't lie flat, it's kind of standing. So you want it to lie very, very flat. So this is how you're going to spread your pattern. Before you do that, make sure to know the center of the pattern. So what I'm going to do, I will remove my sleeve. I will just take my paper like this and fold it into two so that I know that is the crease, and I will take my ruler and just connect that down. Once you take the measurement, so this is my center of my pattern, a different paper that is underneath. So you take your glue, you glue it at the top so that the both are matched. So I have already done that. What I'm going to do, from this line I'm going to measure 2 centimeters, and from this other line I will measure 2 centimeters. So I'll place my measuring tape like this. I will measure down 2 centimeters right here, and I will come down here and I will also measure 2 centimeters. So what I'm going to do, I will pick this of the sleeve. You can so just pick the sleeve like this, and then take your glue. So this is my glue. I will just put it like this, and I will glue that to that 2 centimeters that I measure. This is it. And then I will come down to this other side. I will pick my glue and I will put it like this. This is my 2 centimeters, and I will just place it like this. So this is how you should place it. You are not going to be adjusting the head of the sleeve. You're only adjusting the bottom. And then once you've done that, you also pick your measuring tape, place it like this, measure down 2 centimeters. You can add more centimeters. It doesn't have to be 2 centimeters. You can measure 3 centimeters, 4 centimeters, 5 centimeters if you want more gather at the sleeve, at the hand like this. If you want more gather, add more seam allowance right here. So I will go ahead and also glue this. This is the last one. I would repeat the same process, 2 centimeters, and I will glue it together once I have taken the measurement. I have adjusted the sleeve. This is how it is. The next thing that you have to do, you go ahead and add your 1 centimeter seam allowance. Depends on the seam allowance that you prefer. So I'll go ahead and add 1 centimeter at the side seam, add 1 centimeter at the sleeve head, at the side seam. At the bottom of the sleeve, I'm going to be adding 1.3 centimeter or half an inch. I have cut out my patterns, both the front and the back, and I've also added all my seam allowance. So I use a different pen so that you guys can see the seam allowance. I use red pen. This is it. And I've also added my seam allowance on the sleeve. This is how it is. And I'm using this sunflower fabric. It's a beautiful fabric, and it's a cotton fabric. You can use any fabric of your choice. What I'm going to do, I am going to be pinning my pattern paper on my fabric. When you are pinning your front pattern paper, you see I put my fabric on fold. So I will place my front pattern paper like this, and I will cut it out. I'm cutting 1 piece for the front. For the back, I'm cutting 2 pieces for the back pattern. For my sleeve, I'm also cutting 2 pieces. Do not add any more seam allowance if you have already added seam allowance on your pattern paper. So I will go ahead and cut it out. Once you cut it out, make sure to also cut out your skirt. In my video, any video I have made, I have shown you guys how to cut out your skirt. The way to cut out your skirt, and the easiest way. So once you cut out this front, you take the total waist measurement, the measurement that you get, times that by 2, or you can add in more inches to that to get more volume. Then that will be the width of your skirt. To get the length, take your child measurement, any length that you have, make sure to minus the top dress measurement, and the rest of the measurement, that will be the length of your skirt. So I'll go ahead and cut it out. Once I cut it out, and then we can now put the dress together.